Guess what's back?
What's that?
Back again. Caitlin Clark.
Yes, she is.
Tell a friend. Pulled up from the parking lot. The second shot of the game. She had the first 2 points on the foul line. Then she had, then they scored a layup, and then she pulls up from logo, from where the 22 is, basically on the Iowa court. Cash.
Pat McAfee just went off on Angel Reese, and let's just say, it wasn't subtle. It was a full-on sports talk takedown. Why? Because Caitlin Clark just lit up the Chicago sky like it was a how-to video on dominating pro basketball. From hitting deep threes to handing out assists like Halloween candy, Clark reminded everyone what greatness looks like. Meanwhile, Reese looked like she was trying to play the misunderstood star, but it just didn't land.
Most of the internet, though, clipped out Angel Reese pushing the Fever Girl in the back.
She was like the villain.
Here's a clip that everybody was fake upset about.
That's not a bad foul. No, Caitlin Clark not finna fight, bro. It's turning their shit up, though. It's just some internet shit, bro. It's just bringing attention to these.
Caitlin Clark wasn't just playing to win. She was making a statement. A statement to every talking head, every social media critic, and especially to Angel Reese. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to run this league. And Pat McAfee? He heard that message loud and clear. The moment Clark torched the sky and sent them back to the locker room with a nearly 30-point reality check, McAfee went off. No filter, no sugarcoating. Just facts that if you're riding with Caitlin like McAfee is, drop CC is the GOAT. In the comments below, let's go.
She has surpassed everybody in the amount of time that she has played in the WNBA. She fills up every arena in every town that she goes to. Teams have to go to bigger arenas so that they can try to profit off the Caitlin Clark train coming to town. Most 20-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history, which I think you can say, that's a good game. Like that's how you classify. Vandersloot, obviously, 430 games played, had 10 of them. Diana Taurasi, people talk about it as the GOAT, right?
The GOAT.
You're damn right.
564. She goes to school.
UConn.
Okay. 565 games played. She has 9 20-point, 10-assist games. And then Caitlin Clark, 41 games played. She already has 9 of them.
Let's rewind the tape. Caitlin Clark casually drops a triple-double, like it's just another Tuesday. In her first WNBA matchup of the season against Angel Reese, she puts up 20 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. Like it's a warm-up, this wasn't just basketball. This was a masterclass. The sky couldn't keep up. Clark controlled the game like she had the cheat codes, throwing no-look dimes and hitting logo-range threes like she was shooting into the ocean.
It's a moment in a game where Angel Reese has a little bit of a push-off on an offensive board. Obviously, she's great at getting rebounds, incredible underneath. Caitlin Clark says, what the hell is
come
that?
on!
Caitlin Clark says, what the hell is that, to the ref? And then she says, and most basketball people say, that's a take foul. Instead of a layup, we're going to make you earn it. I think Angel would miss one or both of those free throws instead of getting a wide-open layup in that entire thing. Angel was pissed off, thought it was a flagrant. Afterwards, everybody said, it was a take foul, it was a take foul. But it was very convenient how most of the internet, not all of the internet, most of the internet, though, clipped out Angel Reese pushing the Fever Girl in the back, Caitlin pointing at the ref, like, what are we talking about here? We're not calling.
And the impact? Oh, it was felt everywhere. The Fever vs. Sky matchup drew a record-breaking 2.7 million viewers, peaking at over 3 million. The most watched WNBA game in history. Why? Because Caitlin Clark is the star. Every time she steps on the court, eyes are glued to the screen, fans flood the arenas, and jerseys fly off the shelves. She's not just playing, she's lifting the whole league.
He was different, and she seemed to be more exciting than everybody else, but she also was an incredible passer and disher in the way she went about her business. It was like, oh, this girl's different. This woman's different. Then she gets drafted to the Fever, and what she has done for this city and for this team is unbelievable. Obviously, last year at the beginning of the season, nobody wanted to believe. Okay?
They still don't.
There's a lot of people that still think there's a lot of other. She is the one.
Angel Reese, on the other hand, had no answer. She looked lost as Clark danced circles around her defense. After all the hype, the energy, and the bold claims about bringing eyes to the game, Reese's stat line ended up quieter than a library. Meanwhile, Caitlin made sure both the scoreboard and the cameras told the real story.
Pisses off everybody whenever we say it, and then obviously it becomes a whole thing because we're a bunch of doofuses and things like that, but this is the golden goose. This is the one. This is the generational, multi-generational player, and we're incredibly lucky that she's in Indianapolis, and she won fucking ham in the opener against the Chicago Sky.
And Pat McAfee? He wasn't about to let this moment get lost in the noise. The moment the final buzzer sounded, McAfee grabbed the mic and said what no one else in the media dared to say, what everyone watching was thinking. This wasn't about attitude. It wasn't about social media drama. This was about basketball, and Caitlin Clark just dropped the mic.
Clip that out. They just go to right here, bang, Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese, and then boom, buzzsaw on the internet about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Ultimately, I think the buzz is good for the WNBA as a whole. I know it's probably not fun to be a part of if you're Caitlin or Angel Reese or anybody else, but in the end, the Indiana Fever win by 100, and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have started their second season in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is on track to be the greatest of all time.
Then came the now famous foul sequence. A clear take foul, textbook stuff. But when Clark calls it out, the internet explodes. Not over the foul itself, but over Clark. Somewhere, someone edits the play into a highlight reel hit job, cutting out Reese, pushing Natasha Howard just before, and zooming in only on Clark making contact. Just like that, a new villain is born, and the media dives right in.
There's no argument. Like, I don't understand. Like, people can yell until they're blue in the face. Like, the proof's in the pudding. We've seen all the stuff. And you say, like, it is good for the sport at large, but I think a lot of people get turned on. Like, it just always goes into a race thing. Like, every single time, no matter what, that is always the discussion.
McAfee wasn't having any of it. He called it what it really was. Manufactured outrage. He mocked the cherry-picked footage, slammed the lazy editing, and tore apart the hot takes flooding timelines. This is what Pat does best, exposing the spin while everyone else chases clicks. They clipped the video, he said. They cut out the first foul, and now Clark's the bad guy.
In every league, there's going to be like adversaries. Like, you know, Angel Reese is the foil for Caitlin Clark and vice versa. Like, they don't have to get along. They don't have to like each other. They're competitors. Like that, this kind of shit happens. But every single time something like this happens, and we have to go right back to
full on.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't get moved at all. So like, we're not talking about the game. We're talking about that play, and that's it. You know. And then we'll get the stats about her and her 20 points and 10 assist games and the triple doubles and all that, but the discussion always comes back to.
And McAfee didn't stop there. He went after the critics who still can't say the quiet part out loud. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent, and they're scared of how fast she's changing the game, scared of how undeniable her numbers are, scared that their favorite stories don't hold up when Clark's on the floor. This is the golden goose. McAfee declared that she's selling tickets, breaking viewership records, making teams switch arenas. What more do you need?
See the Fever play them, like, these are great teams. Los Angeles, I think they got Kelsey Plum out there.
Yeah, they do.
I think they're going to be great. There's a lot of great teams. I'm just talking about watching Caitlin Clark play. Electrifying.
Yes.
Absolutely. She will pull. She will pull that shit up. She will shake, sidestep, step back, not scared. And then she'll do a no-look pass, full court passes. I mean, her teammates have to get used to her passes. I think, because they've never really seen it before. Yep. She's great for the sport. She's great for the game.